All right, everybody, welcome back. Good afternoon. This is going to be a pretty quick one because there's not a lot to sink our teeth into, but we got to do it anyway. It is important and it is a necessary part of the process. So, we're doing right guard in this video. Going to rank the right guards in this class from my favorite to my least favorite, my most valuable to least valuable, and we'll be done in a couple minutes because there are only a handful of guys that I looked at. Right guard is kind of the position where you can kind of find one anywhere, right? Like you can really just kind of go out there in UDFA and find competent right guards. So I'm hesitant to use big draft capital on a right guard when I feel like I don't need to. It needs to be a special guy for me to feel like he's worth spending a high pick on. Once again, if you want to view my full big board with no positional divides and actually ranking from 1 to 287, it's on my Patreon and it's on my YouTube Ring of Honor member community tab. So if you want to view it, you can pledge to the Patreon or become a Ring of Honor member here on YouTube, and you can get the documents. All right, so right guards. Let's take a look here. Number one is Christian Haynes. I think he's clearly the best guy in this class. I think that he is a rare right guard prospect that I think is worth the top 100 pick. If you got Christian Haynes in, I currently value him somewhere around the top of round three, maybe even the back end of round two. I think that would be fair because he brings so much to the table as a right guard. He's got everything you could want. He's got a full skill set. He'll be able to do zone based stuff, I think, really well while still being a legitimate right guard to go up against nose tackles and one techs and etc. So, I'm a big fan of Christian Haynes. I think that he is clearly number one. Number two is another Christian Mahogany of Boston College. Don't quite see the superstar potential that I saw with Haynes, but Mahogany is really good as well. I think that he brings most of the skill set you want from a right guard in this system to the table. I think that he'll fit in anywhere, but he's really good, and he's got a lot of experience playing right guard at Boston College, so I'm pretty high on him as a prospect. And my third guy would be Zach Zinter. He would have been number one, I think, if he didn't get hurt. I have to be a little bit cautious here because he did get hurt. I would probably put him right there with Haynes or maybe a little behind Haynes. I I wish we knew more about his medicals. I'll put it to you that way. If the medicals are clean and he's going to make a full recovery, he might be that rare right guard that I think is worth a second round pick full stop. But I got to hold back a little bit because we don't know what's going on with the leg completely. We don't know what a long term effect it might be. So I bumped him back a little bit. But this is a holy trinity right here. These are, I would take these three guys partially because of their style of play as much as anything, but also because I think they're really good over anybody who I viewed as a right guard last year. Like last year, Osiris Torrance was considered the top right guard. I think all three of these guys are more interesting. I'll say that much. Number four would be CJ Hansen of Holy Cross. And the fact that we're already down to Holy Cross guards tells you how quickly the bottom dropped out, right? Um, to me, I don't think I value any of the right guards in the fourth or fifth round. To me, it goes straight from like the third round territory with Zinter to the sixth round territory with CJ Hansen of Holy Cross, who I do like. He's very athletic. He might even end up moving to left guard because he's such a good athlete, but clearly I can't place a Holy Cross guard that high on my big board because we just don't know. It's hard to dissect. And he's might not even be a positional fit, but I do like him. Layden Robinson would be my next guy, Texas A&M. And I also went Matthew Jones of Ohio State. To me, they're both kind of in the same area. I think Robinson might be like a late sixth, and Matthew Jones might be an early seventh. But we are starting to broach the bottom of the draftable collection. And then Elijah Klein of UTEP was my last right guard. He, I think, is a UDFA level guy, seventh. So, yeah, we're shallow here. But keep in mind, that's mostly because I think there are a lot of guys that are going to be around UDFA who are about as good as Elijah Klein or Matthew Jones that you can just go get. And it's going to be okay because right guard's not that hard as long as you take care of the other positions really well. So if we take care of left guard and center and we've got good tackle play this year, we could go get. I think Bradford would be fine in that context. I think Nick Harris might be fine in that context. I think you could go get somebody in UDFA and they'll be fine too. All right. So that's it for the right guards. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any strong disagreements. Let me know if you think there's another guy that should be tossed in here. Maybe somebody I didn't include who you think is a right guard prospect in this draft. They all kind of blend together at a certain point, and right guard's the least interesting position on the line. So you do kind of eventually just lose interest in the position. So maybe there's one or two guys that I just didn't pick up on. But that's what I got. I will be seeing you guys later. Go Hawks. And yeah, might be another video later today. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow with more positional big board stuff. We're almost done with the O.